Hi there, this is Tom North. If you like this recording, please like and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with all of my latest work. Thanks for listening. Hunter Night. I woke up again in my bed, drenched in sweat and breathing heavily. Why had I been seeing those dreams since my 18th birthday? Who was that girl in my dreams? Her face was not clear, but there was some pull I felt, drawing me towards her. I wanted to go near her, but I couldn't reach her. She went far each time I took a step near her. We were so close, but so far. What was that feeling? I wiped a hand over my face to wipe some sweat out. I was lost in my thoughts when I got a mind link from my friend, Dylan. "There is some problem on the east border. We need you." "I'm on my way." And with lightning speed, I burst out of my bedroom door, and in an instant I reached the east border. I found there were some invaders attacking my guards on the border. I quickly shifted into my wolf form and jumped into the fight. I lunged at one of them and ripped his head off his body. Then I turned to my left and took one more invader and sank my teeth in his neck. Another one lunged at me from the back side, but Dylan tackled him by ripping his head off his body. After a few minutes, they were all dead. We shifted back to our human form and wore our pants. Dylan came beside me when I was examining their bodies. "Hunter, this is the second attack in a week. They're getting bolder and invading our security system. We have to do something to stop them," Dylan said. I nodded. "Did you find out who they were?" I asked him. "They weren't identified as they hid their smell, but they are from a vampire clan. I am sure of it. Only vampires have power and magic to hide their smell," he declared. "That's a really serious matter. If they keep attacking in this way and we keep losing our warriors, they will succeed in making us weak and hunting us down," I said, looking at the dead bodies of our guards. "That's what I'm saying. We need a powerful plan against these attackers." He was right. We needed a plan. Soon. "Today I am going to meet the Alpha and we'll discuss our security plan. I want you to check all the CCTV and report to me later," I assured him, but I was also worried about my pack. "After my meeting with the Alpha, I want all our secret agents in our conference hall. Inform them that I want updates on these attacks and their progress on the task I gave to them a month ago," I said with a stern face. Inside, so many things were going on in my mind. Dylan nodded, and we both left for the pack house. When I reached my room, I found Clara spread out on my bed in a seductive pose. Goddess, how much I wanted to fuck her. I needed to release some stress, but this was not the right time. I had a meeting with our Alpha, my father, Anthony Knight. She sensed my presence, and she arched her back, making her sexy curves visible to my eyes. A moan escaped her lips, and she spread her legs to give me a better view of her dripping pink flesh. I could smell that she was aroused. The scene in front of me was so tempting. It took everything in me to not hold her and fuck her senselessly. We were together for 4 years, and I decided to mark her and make her my Luna after my Alpha ceremony. She was beautiful, strong and skillful, a best candidate for my Luna, and I loved her. With a sigh, I decided to ignore her and strode towards the bathroom. Before I could enter my bathroom, she was in front of me. Of course, she was fast because of her wolf. She closed the distance and kissed me on my lips. I closed my eyes and let her do her little act of seduction. Wrapping a hand around her small waist, I slammed her on the wall and took over the kiss. I kissed her roughly. She liked it rough and hard. Something snapped inside me. That girl again. She came in front of my closed eyes, and I was forced to move away from Clara on my own. Clara was confused. Confusion was the only expression seen on her gorgeous face. She was panting and writhing for my touch. "What's wrong with you, Hunter? Why did you stop?" she said, panting, still catching her breath. "Come and finish what we have started." She pulled her lower lips between her teeth, seductively. "I swear, gorgeous, I don't want to do anything more than to finish what you started. But duty calls. I have to go. But I promise I'll make it up to you later. I placed my palm on her jaw, and my fingers caressed her cheeks. She leaned in to my touch.
No, I want you now. Can't you feel how aroused I am right now?
Whispering, she pressed her luscious breast on my bare chest and started rubbing them on my bare upper body. Fuck. I cursed under my breath. Sometimes she was too difficult to handle. She knew that she had me wrapped around her small finger. I held her by her shoulder and put some distance between us. Clara, I said, I have an urgent meeting. I have to go and get ready. Leave. I used my alpha tone this time. She trembled under my voice and moved away.
Are you seeing other girls? You are back to your Playboy mode. How could you do this to me?
She blamed, but I didn't have time for her whining. Stop it, Clara. I am an alpha blood. You can't tie me up all the time, and for your kind information, I am not cheating on you, I said in a bored voice, and left her there for being herself. She would be okay after some time, but if I stayed there, I would be late. I opened the bathroom door and threw a glance at her over my shoulder and saw her standing there with a sullen face. I knew she would be very angry and I would have to deal with the consequences later, but the security of my pack is more important than my pleasure. I knocked on my father's door. After getting permission to enter, I walked into his room. My mother, our Luna, was also there. Good morning, Father. Good morning, Mother. I greeted them. Good morning, son, he replied. My mother was making tea for him. She smiled at seeing me and nodded her head, and again got busy making morning tea for her husband. She poured some tea into a cup and saucer. She held the cup in front of my father. He picked up his cup and took a sip of hot tea. I took that minute to take in his appearance. Even in his 50s, he didn't look more than 30. We wolves age slower than human beings. His physique could make a man in his 20s ashamed. He was the most powerful alpha of the werewolf kingdom, and so he was called the Alpha King. I was glad he passed his good genes on to me, making me the most fearful and ruthless in the werewolf kingdom. After taking one more sip, he put the cup down and turned his attention to me. I heard there was an attack again on the border, he asked in his alpha voice. Yes, Father, but don't worry, I handled it and no one of the invaders was left alive, I informed him. He hummed and picked the cup up again and took a sip. Did they succeed in entering our territory? He asked worriedly. No, Father. As I said, not a single attacker was alive, and I also asked Dylan to check all the CCTV footage once again, I assured him. But, I paused for his attention, and he placed the cup down and looked towards me and raised an eyebrow in question. We need to fish out a plan to trap them and finish the whole group of those attackers who wanted to demolish our pack. I growled in anger. The dead bodies of my soldiers came in front of my eyes, and my blood started boiling. No one in this world could harm my pack, my people. I was so angry, my complete body started shaking from anger. Calm down, son. Father stood and came near me. He placed his hand on my shoulder to make me calm down. I am glad you love our pack so much. You have all the qualities an alpha should have. I am sure you are going to be the most successful king of the werewolf kingdom. His voice was proud. Mother came with a cup of tea in her hand and stretched the cup in front of me. Hunter, you have a very bad temper, just like your father, she said. You need to keep your mind calm and think. Anger will make you lose the ability to think properly. She was right. This was not the time to lose our minds. We had to fetch a foolproof plan to trap those cowards who attacked us from behind. You have something on your mind, don't you? My father asked my mum. Yes, Anthony. I have a solution to this problem, if you'd both like to listen, she said. That's my Luna. I knew marrying you was the best decision I've ever made. You always supported me and my pack in difficult times, Father said, looking at his Luna with so much love in his eyes. My parents were so much in love. They weren't fated mates, but the chosen ones, and yet were both so compatible and inseparable.
This is my pack too, she argued.
Father laughed and wrapped a hand over her shoulder. Of course, my Luna, my life. This pack is nothing without you. I am nothing without you. An alpha needed a Luna to rule over his pack successfully, and without his Luna, he would be incomplete. Mother, please tell us what you have in your mind. I was desperate to kill those bastards who wanted to harm my pack. I couldn't wait.
I suggest we should make an alliance with our rival pack, the Half Moon Pack, she said.
What? What the fuck is this? Mother, it can't happen. Never, I growled. Language, son. She is your mother, and Luna too. Don't ever disrespect her, or I'll forget that you are my son, my father growled in anger. I am sorry, Alpha. I am sorry, Luna. I bowed in front of them. I was guilty, but I couldn't control myself when I heard their names. The Half Moon Pack were our rivals, and always wanted to take over us. Our enmity was decades old. How could we make any alliance with them? Samantha, you carry on with what you were suggesting, my father said.
I think we should forget our enmity and make an alliance with them. Their pack is as strong as ours. In this difficult time, when the whole werewolf community is in danger, I hope they also want to make peace and shake hands with us. Our packs together will be the strongest and invincible, she explained.
You have a point, but after decades of enmity, will it be possible for us to trust each other? My father asked. He was right.
I also have a solution for that. Marriage between both the packs will bring faith to both sides, she said.
I was confused. A marriage? What do you mean by a marriage between both the packs? Whose marriage, Mother? I asked her in frustration, trying to be as polite as I could be. She smiled, and I could sense something was fishy.
Your marriage, Hunter, to Princess Roseline.
She disclosed her plan. No, Mother, I growled, not able to control myself this time. Never in a million years am I going to marry an enemy's daughter. I hate her pack. How can I marry her? This won't happen.
But son, this is the only solution to make an alliance with them. You have to do this, for our pack, she said politely. She knew I was hurt. But Mother, I have a girlfriend and want to marry her. I promised her that I'd make her my Luna. I couldn't deceive her, I reasoned. Son, you have to do this. As your mother said, you have your duty and loyalty to your pack first, and she is only your girlfriend, not your mate. Due to that curse on our pack, we can't find our fated mate. But we can choose, my father said. No, Father. Mate or not, I can't break my promise and deceive her. Sorry. I turned to leave. This was too much for me to stay in that room after this argument. Okay, then listen carefully, son. Whoever is ready to marry Princess Roseline, I'll pass my legacy to him and make him the next alpha of the Blue Moon Pack. His alpha voice roared in the room. What the fuck? I knew what I should do. I have decided. I turned to face him. Okay, Father. I'll marry Princess Roseline for the sake of my pack. He smiled. He won. I hate you, Princess Roseline, for making my life a living hell.